I'll give you an update. I told you on Wednesday's show that I had an update. Nikki made the off-color comment of if my friend from middle school remembered me or not. This was a different one than the one that I told you about previously. So my best friend from 7th grade to the middle of 8th grade, when I lived in Naples, Florida, this dude exuded cool. He was cool. He was just cool. He dressed cool. He looked cool. All the girls loved him. He took the virginity, I kid you not, of every good-looking girl in our grade and even the grade above.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean,
He was a little slutty.
Yeah, and this is in 7th grade. We were.
I'd like to talk to this guy. I bet he slept with like 3 people.
I can name you more than 3 people that he took the virginity from. One being the girl that I had the ultimate crush on, really my first big crush. Desiree, Savannah, Christina, Kristen, Kim. I mean, those are 5 right there that I know.
The DMX song.
Yeah.
And I was in the room with a couple of them on the floor while they snuck in the window. So I mean, that's all legit. But he was just cool. Like, he was the guy, and I was his best friend. So I was the number 2 guy.
Oh, okay.
Right. I was always the number 2 guy. Like, even in high school, my best friend was the guy. He was the
Do you
start.
want to still keep saying best friend, though? I feel like you should just say a guy you knew in middle school, because he didn't even remember you, and you're putting best on the friend.
We haven't got to the.
And he banged your crush too. Doesn't sound like a great friend.
Yeah.
But we were tight. We got each other best friend bracelets of things remembered. I told you that.
You got him a best friend bracelet.
Yeah, I don't know if he got me one.
He didn't get you anything.
Yeah, he got yours at Things Forgotten.
That's funny. Anyway, so yeah, he was my best friend. He was. And I never forgot about him. Like, I have the best memory. I really, really do. I always tell people, I remember back to when I was 3 years old. And that's true. I do. I remember certain things in my life when I was 3. And so I remember almost every day of my life with this guy, like things that we would do, clothes that we'd wear.
That sounds so weird.
Why does that sound weird?
I remember every day of my life with him. It was
I remember his breath.
I remember how he slept at night and just what he looked like, the up and down of his chest movement. I remember it all.
All right, in 2023, I'm trying to be a little bit more compassionate. Okay, I'm trying to show my softer side to people.
Don't let me stop you.
Okay, so the point is he meant a lot to me in my life, right? I mean, just like his hair was great. He did. He had really cool hair. He had straight, and we had bowl cuts in those days. So, and he had, and before, the kids now still do the kickback with the hair when they get it in their face. We were doing that in the 80s. Right? We had the bowl cuts. I could never get my hair as cool as his hair. And he had calves. Like, he had huge calves for a 7th grader. He played soccer.
Big calves and a bowl cut sounds like a cool guy. Just dripping and cool.
And the fashion at the time, and he wore the hell out of some of the fashion stuff. I mean, like when he would put on a Bugle Boy shirt or a Body Glove shirt or Guess jeans or something, he just looked cool. Like, everything about this guy was cool.
His windbreaker matched his pants.
He never wore a windbreaker that I could remember, but he was.
I wasn't all that cool.
I was a hefty kid, right? I was fatter. I didn't have his physique. He had a great physique. He really did. He had for a 7th grader, he was ripped, and he was always tan. He had such a good physique. He could walk around with his shirt off all the time. Not me, because I got a belly and I'm pale. But I remember we would always go to these dances at the YMCA, and my house at the time was in walking distance, and you could walk to the back of you could go to the back to the woods to the YMCA, which was kind of cool. It was like having your own car, when you're
nice.
in 7th grade, to be able to walk to the dance. That's pretty cool. You could smoke a cigarette on your way to the dance. I mean, that's pretty badass. But I remember we were at his house and he didn't live too far. And we had forgotten, and we still could have walked, but it was like we walked everywhere. But it was like maybe a mile and a half from his house. And we walked it. And I remember I was at his house, and even though the YMCA was close to my house, we forgot about it or something. And like, hey, you want to go? And I needed to borrow clothes. Well, his waist had to have been at least like 4 sizes below mine. I mean, he was way skinnier than I was. And I was like, okay, let me wear some of your clothes. And I remember putting on a pair of these acid wash Guess jeans, and they were like painted on my body. And, my guts just like cascading over, and I've got the shirt in. And I remember I felt so cool that night. I really did. I remember I walked in, I felt tight. I walked in and I remember a girl going, God, you look good. Are those Jamie's jeans?
I was like, Bugle Boy jeans you're wearing?
I was like, yeah. And that night I danced with this girl, Stephanie, who was the 8th grade slut. And I was like, oh, I'm the man.